Okay, so this is going to be a little bit, not real super involved, but this is going to be a little bit longer of a Halloween project. So we are going to start with a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. This is Doodlebug solid cardstock in pumpkin. We are going to score at 4 inches and 8 inches. We're going to turn it, and we're going to score at 7 inches. Okay. Move my scoreboard. What you want to do is cut up on, so we've got our 7-inch side, we've got our 5-inch side. On the 5-inch side, you're going to cut up along. I'm going to turn it over this way so hopefully we can see a bit better where those score lines are. Okay, so we're going to cut on the inside of those score lines, just up to the one that goes across the center. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my ruler, and we are going to measure on this lower section. We're going to measure in 1 1/4 here, and we're going to measure at 10 3/4. So 1 1/4 in from each side. And we're going to go to this corner to our where we made our little mark at 1 1/4. Okay. So like that. We are going to cut. You can do this with your trimmer, you can do it with scissors, either way works. We're going to cut down that line and remove that piece. Same thing over here. That piece. So at this point, actually I'll flip it over this way so I can fold with my score lines going. So we're folding towards the bumpy side. I'm going to erase my pencil line off of here because I didn't get exactly on it when I cut, but close enough it will be fine. So I'm going to fold and burnish, and fold and burnish. Just a little bit on this one. Got this one better than the other side, but it doesn't matter ultimately. Okay, we're going to fold that in. And again, burnish that score line. Same thing over here. And then we're going to fold up our center and burnish that as well. So this is where you're going to want to make sure that that folds, either side will fold over that center. If not, you're going to want to cut just a tiny bit more off. And this side is okay. Okay, so we're going to set this whole section aside for now. Grab my trimmer and a second sheet of that same pumpkin cardstock, and we're going to cut. So first thing we're going to cut is a strip that is 3 inches by 12, and then we're going to cut that down so you have 2 pieces that are 3 by 6. These are going to be tags that are going to go in those little angled pockets, so you can set those aside. Next, we're going to cut at 4 inches. Turn this and cut a square that is 4 by 4. And we're going to set that one aside because that's going to go on our little belly band that's going around the outside of the album. Then we're going to cut this piece that's left to 6, and then cut it lengthwise again to 3 1/4. Okay. This is going to be our flap, one of our flaps, that is. No, our only flap, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to take the rest of this piece, we're going to cut it to 2 inches by 9 inches. So since this is a 12 by 12, I'm going to cut 3 inches off of this rather than open the arm on my trimmer. This one we're going to set aside because this is going to be part of our band that wraps around the outside of our little folio. The last piece is going to be 1 inch by 4 3/4. And this one may need adjusted just a tiny bit, but we'll get to that in just a second. Okay, so I'm going to grab my scoreboard again, and we are going to score our 1 inch by 4 3/4 piece at 1/2 inch on each end, with the 5 inch at, I'm sorry, the 4 3/4 at the top of the scoreboard. Sorry, I'm looking at the 5 there, I know what I mean. We're going to take our 3 3/4 by 6 and score that with the 6 inch at the top of the scoreboard at 1/2 inch. Okay, this little belly band is going to go on top of this flap. So that is the end of the scoring for now. Actually, it is the end of the scoring because the other piece we're not going to do with the scoreboard. So I'm going to go ahead and miter. I'm going to go ahead and put my belly band on here. So I'm going to fold and burnish. And I'm going to center that on this little flap. So let's get our glue on there. And we're going to center that. It doesn't have to be exact. Close enough to center is good. Okay. This one is going to go on here. So I'm going to fold our tab over and burnish. Oops. We're going to put glue on that little tab. And you're going to center this on our center panel of our little folio. Okay. So that is that for right now. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside for just a minute. I'm going to grab my trimmer, and I'm going to grab 2 sheets of pattern paper. So this is just leftovers from a couple of, actually 2 totally different Doodlebug collections, but because their color palette's the same, they go perfectly. So this is from Booze and Brews, which is 2016. This is from October 31st, which is 2015. What we're going to do is open the board out. All right. We are going to cut this to 6 3/4. Set this aside, and then we're going to cut this 6 3/4 high piece. We're going to cut 3 pieces that are 3 3/4. Okay, we're going to set those aside, and we're going to do the same thing with this piece. So 6 3/4. And then 3 pieces, 3 3/4. Okay. Move that for just a minute. Whoops, let's not do that. Okay. So, what we're going to do So we are going to mat these two pieces. And so you just need to decide which ones you want to do where, basically. So I think I am going to do my little skulls in here. And what's nice about this project is you can do this with any paper you happen to have on hand. So once you have that matting down, you're going to run just a tiny line of glue on the side here. You're going to fold that little angled pocket up and glue that down. And then repeat on the other side. Okay. So again, this does have a little bit wider of a border, but that's just because, you know, when you're looking for that project that uses up just the last couple of pieces of paper from a collection, this is exactly what you want. Something simple. You don't have to do a lot of math and figuring to do your matting. Here we go. Okay. So that I'm going to fold in here and here. I'm actually going to turn it over and mat the outside. So I am going to put my little potions on front here. I'm going to do this little cross hatch that's on the back of my little skulls on the other side. Then another one of my potions. Actually, I could probably, let's see if one of these got a good, yeah, I think we're going to do that one on the back. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to turn this back over. We're going to do just plain white mats in here. So let me find, I had plain white cardstock the other day. So we need a piece that is 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. That one's going to go in the middle. This piece is not quite big enough, okay? So 3 3/4, and then we're gonna go 5 3/4, and that one will go somewhere. No, not 5 3/4. 4 3/4. No. Yes, down here. This one should be 5 1/4. Okay. I thought my directions seemed odd, but I wasn't positive. Okay. And that one is going to go there, and that actually needs to be 3 1/2 instead. Okay. Simple enough. Okay, so for this piece, we're going to figure out what pattern we want on those. So I think I want this little gray crosshatch. So I'm going to go 3 3/4. 3 3/4. Sorry, just make sure. By 4 3/4. So we need 2 of those. Okay. And with these, we are going to measure in 1 inch, because this is smaller, keep in mind. So 1 inch, and then this I am actually going to cut in my trimmer. So I'm going to line up my corner, and then my little tick mark that I made at 1 inch. And there is one of my mats. I'll do the same thing on this one. And since I'm not using a directional paper, that is going to be to my benefit, because then if I, make sure I'm doing this one right. Yes, I am. Okay. So there's my corner, my 1 inch, and there's that. I just need to erase my little pencil mark off of this one. That was weird. And this one. Okay. Other one. Okay, so this will fold up like so. So we need to mat here, here, and our little belly band. So I'm going to look and see if one of these, and I think that little cat whiskers one will fit on there just fine. So I'm going to trim this down. Good width-wise, almost. So this needs to be, let's see here, 3 1/2, and it actually is 3 3/4. So I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off this end, 1/8 of an inch off this end, and then it needs to be 1 inch high, or less than 1 inch high, which is going to be, we're actually going to cut this right across that little line right there. Okay. And that is going to go right there. Turn it over that way. Honestly, it doesn't matter. This project was originally designed with different paper, so that's partially why this element is sized the way it is, because I did have some little border strips, which I don't have in this case, but that's just fine. Okay, so we need to mat that piece. So that was 3 1/2. 5 3/4. That's not going to be long enough, is it? No, it will be just fine. I think. Let's see. Oh, that's perfect. There we go. So let's slide that one up in underneath there. And I have one more somewhere. There it is. One more piece of the potion paper. And we are going to cut that one to fit down here. So that needs to be 4 3/4. Okay. All right. So that is matted. We have our 2 little tags that are going to go in here. And then I have leftover odds and ends from the Booze and Brews collection from, you know, like I said, like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Oh, look, I have a little piece there I probably use. I'm going to see what I got in here. And what I want to use. We're just going to put a little, just something cute down here at the bottom. So I think I'm going to use that little eyeball jar. And I'm just going to put glue on 2 sides, like so. And I think I would like this little cat with the frog in the jar. So I'm going to just put glue on the bottom. Put our little frog, and then we're going to put one more little piece here. Just trying to think what I want it to be. Let's see what we got here. Need another color of some kind. No, don't like that. Let's see. What have I got? What have I got? Maybe we'll just leave the frog in the jar, put the kitty up there. How about that? That works too. Doesn't have to be like super decorated. Okay. That's good. We could put something here if we wanted to. Like I could put my little haunted house there, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to put him down here. And so again, I'm just going to put glue on that bottom edge, just so you can still slip a picture back behind there. And then there we have that. So now we've got our 2 little belly band pieces. So all you're going to do, center this up like so. You're going to wrap it around and just pinch where it needs to go. And again, pinch where it needs to go. You should have some overlap. It's going to vary depending on how your album has gone together, your folio that is. And I'm just going to put some glue on that tab, or that side. Bring my other side over, burnish that down, and this should slide off and on. And then this, if you decide to leave your front piece 4x4, will just sit on top. I have this piece that I can cut one of my little, I could cut toad warts off, but I don't think I want that on there. I think I'm going to go with just this little Halloween night, which is how tall? 2.5. So I am going to cut this to 2 3/4. And it is 3 3/8. Oh, okay. 3 3/8, so we'll go 3 5/8. And I'm going to glue this on the front of my little band. And just center it up. And then add my little Halloween night. Again, I had some different cut aparts with my original version of this, but you can adapt it however you need. And flip down on here, maybe. There we go, like so. If you wanted to add something else to it, you could. Kind of think I want a bat on here. I think I want a little black bat right there, just like that. So I am just going to glue him on there. And there we go. Got a bat. And we're going to put the little poison bottle on there too, because why not? It's cute. All right. So there you go. There is super quick and easy folio. You can put gift cards in this and send it to your grandkids. You can put trick-or-treating pictures in here, but it's super fast, super easy. You can map this back piece if you want to. I'm gonna leave mine alone, I think, but there you go. Come back again next Monday and I will have another fun Halloween project for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.